Okay, so I think what contributes to someone resorting to addiction in their life is they come to a place where they give up. That usually happens between the ages of 8 to like 14, 15. And usually that happens because something has happened within the family structure. Their ability to be loved, their ability to connect in the family. And for a child, they don't have the emotional structure to deal with that. And so what they do is they kind of get to the end of their ability to cope, and then they kind of give up. And instead of feeling the feelings that come with not getting what they need, they'll go to alcohol or pills or other kinds of drugs just to numb out their feelings. The problem is that just continues farther and farther and longer because they're disconnecting themselves from other people and themselves. So I think contributors to addiction are things that happen from without to the person, and then the person then actively carries that on. And as they continue to do that, they begin to feel worse, and then they disconnect more, and then they even feel worse after that. So I think some of the other contributing factors that play in someone's life, actually there's quite a few. They all seem to stem from the same thing though. They all seem to be not a using issue, but a heart issue. Attachment disorders, where a child is trying to attach to their parents or their family and not able to do that, or seeking approval from their peers. Many times when mental illness enters into the scene, when there's depression or there are issues of bipolar, where there's a lot of mood swings, what we'll find is that clients don't want to feel those feelings, the anxiety feelings in particular. Those are very uncomfortable feelings, and when someone is in that prime age window again of 8 to 13, 14, 15, they don't have the emotional structure to deal with that. And so they go to drugs and alcohol to help them numb those feelings out or to help them get through or cope with those feelings. That's why at rehab or at places where we help implement the 12-step or smart recovery, what we're doing is we're giving them tools and coping mechanisms to deal with their feelings. What I find is that when people use drugs and alcohol and substances, they continue to separate themselves from themselves. And so after a while, they don't even know what they feel. They don't even know who they are at some point. And so part of what we do here is we help them reintegrate back together again. We help them pull those lost parts back into themselves so that they can have a relationship with themselves again and other people and even their higher power.
Perfect.
It's really interesting with addiction because addiction is not just a condition. It's not just a sickness. It's really a message. It's a message that the person that is stuck in that, I believe, is trying to make. Part of that, in fact, I think the most important message that goes out is, I am dying to be loved. I think at the very core of addiction and that whole issue in someone's life is they have a lot of broken parts inside, and they've decided that they cannot fix that on their own. And in that process of dying to be loved, what they do is they choose a passive suicide method, which is pills, alcohol, and substances. The other message I think that addiction is all about is addiction is saying really loudly, I'm really terrible at playing God in my life. It's a permanent designated driver problem, where when we're out of control of our lives, we just cannot, let me back up. When we're out of control in our lives, we just have to get behind the steering wheel. We keep running into the wall over and over again, but we just don't get the designated driver issue. The designated driver issue is I have to surrender my control. And that's a big message in addiction, is I cannot try to control people and places and events in my life. It just doesn't work. It doesn't draw me closer to people. It doesn't help me to feel fulfilled. and it just contributes to my addiction. I think the third message that addiction has for us, addiction is a warning call. Addiction is a broadcast that says, I need to come back home. Now, that may not be the home that you're used to. It may be different. But home is someplace that's safe for you. Home is someplace that's connecting for you. And addiction is saying, I've been out there and I'm lost and I have no one to connect to and I cannot connect with myself. Addiction is a warning bell that says, come on back home. Get plugged in. And in our environment, we have the 12-step program. We have a smart recovery program where you connect with other people that care about you and are supportive of you. Coming back home is you bringing those parts of yourself back together. You finding out how you feel, being comfortable in your own skin with your feelings, embracing who you are. That's coming back home. That's pulling yourself back together again so that you're integrated. And now you can have a relationship with yourself, with other people, and with your higher power, and you can be effective in life. I think the last message that its addiction is saying to us is that there is an antidote for this sickness. Addiction is basically saying, I got off track. Addiction is saying, I am in the process of getting lost. The message of addiction then is saying, I need to have an antidote, because what I'm taking is a time-release suicide pill. And it is passively killing myself. So the antidote to that is to get reconnected with other people, is to start using some of the coping skills of my feelings, journaling, sharing my hurts, habits, and hang-ups with other people, being understood by other people, being known by other people. When I get that experience, it changes me. That becomes the antidote pill to the suicide pill. And once I'm free then, once I get this antidote, then I can have a life. Then I can be free to connect with people, to do what's important in my life. Clients find hope in their addiction. Let's put it this way. It's like when they rearrange furniture in your living room. Somehow in our lives, as we have become addicted, the furniture in our life has been totally misarranged. We're no longer connecting with family. We're no longer connecting with ourselves or with other people. We're no longer connecting with our higher power. Things have gotten out of order, and that's not the natural order of things in life. And so hope is rearranging the furniture back in place. Hope is understanding and coming to a new belief about who I am, that I don't do a good job of running my own world the way that just meets my needs and my wants. But now I understand that I'm important to other people, that I'm needed by other people, and that I need them as well. And so I understand that this now becomes a life about giving and receiving, about asking and receiving. It no longer has to be an issue of power in my life or of giving up in my life. The hope is that I can finally be at peace in my heart, to be loved by someone else, and to know that I'm important in this world and that I have a purpose. I think we lose hope when we lose our perspective. Back up. I think we lose hope when we lose touch with the fact that our lives have a purpose and a meaning. When I'm addicted, I have no clue what my purpose is. I have no idea why I'm here. And because of that, I become more isolated, more distant from other people, more distant from myself. And the hope is that it doesn't have to be that way. The hope is that I can identify who I am. I can reconnect with myself and other people and my higher power. I can find my purpose in life and have my life be significant. Okay, what has to happen in a person's life to recover from addiction is, first of all, getting reconnected to myself. First of all, I have to pull back in all those parts of my feelings, my belief about myself. I need to get that reordered so I'm back in connection with myself. After that, there are three basic things that will help me recover. One is structure. I need to have structure in my life. I think what has to happen in someone's life to recover from addiction, there's a few things. I think the first thing is that at some point we have to come to the end of our trying to stop connecting with reality. So much of addiction is not wanting to face the hard parts of reality. Those parts where I feel hurt, those parts where I have resentments or secrets or hang-ups. Addiction is running from those things. Addiction is not wanting to see what is true and what is real. So the way for me to recover from that is I've got to make a choice now that I'm going to face that reality. But this time it's going to be different because I'm not going to face this like I did before by myself. This time I'm going to have a program with me. This time I'm going to have a sponsor. I'm going to have an AA group, a 12-step group. I'm going to have the rehab program. I'm going to sandwich myself with support. And then I need three other things. I need structure, I need containment, and I need connection. I need structure in my life because when I'm out there on my own, I have no structure. When I have no structure in my life, when I have no reason to get up, no reason to apply myself, I feel lost and I feel isolated and I feel depressed. So I'm going to need to build structure in my life. Secondly, I'm going to have containment. I can't help feeling the way I feel. I can't help having sad feelings every day or depressed feelings or anxious feelings. That's part of life. But what I can do is I can now learn tools to contain my feelings. How do I do that? I do that by connecting with other people. I find safe people in my life, in my world, that are willing to spend time with me, willing to care for me. That's also found in a 12-step environment, or an environment with other people going through what I'm going through that can sit with me and hear me and understand me and let me know that I'm being cared for. And that leads me to the third thing, connection. I need connection in my life. When I'm addicted alone or with other addicts who are also very disconnected from themselves. I can't live that way. I can't get loved that way. I'm going to need to get connected to other people. How do I do that? Same answer. I get that through connecting with my 12-step program. I get that with connecting with myself and my higher power. I've got to have connection in life so that I don't run out of fuel, because love is fuel. And if I don't have fuel, that doesn't feel good, and I'm more likely to stay addicted. So there's actually great hope in that. There's hope that I can make a choice today to build structure, build containment, and build connection to help me stay sober. Okay, so it has to happen in a person's life to overcome addiction and to live a life of sobriety is three things. I have to have structure, I have to have containment, and I have to have connection. I have to have structure that will bring purpose and meaning to my life. I have to know why I'm waking up in the morning and doing my day. I need containment because I'm always going to have feelings that are hard to feel. I'm going to have feelings of sadness, anxiety, fear. That's normal. But I'm going to need to contain those. I contain those through the support of a 12-step program, through the support of the groups at Morningside, of my sponsor. I need containment to help me with my own feelings. I need connection. I need to be able to connect outside of myself with other people, because by this time I've recognized I don't have what I need inside of me. I'm going to need to get that. I need to have connection with myself. I need to have connection with other people. And I can also get that from my 12-step group.
Perfect.
The short answer to that is no. That's like putting a Band-Aid on when I really need an ambulance. If I just stop using and I don't change the way I deal with my hurts and my resentments and my secrets and my problems, then I haven't solved anything, because my heart is still not at peace. I'm still going to have those feelings of anger. I'm still going to have those feelings of maybe even hatred or fear. And what do I do with those things? So what I'm going to need is I'm going to need to be healed from the inside out. Not just a matter of not taking another drink, but a matter of connecting with why I'm feeling angry, why am I feeling hurt, why am I feeling sad and anxious. Let's go to those issues, because those are my road signs that tell me where I'm broken inside. So I need to stop using, and that will allow me to start looking inside and begin the healing process. Okay. Don't suffer another day. There is hope.
One more time.
Don't suffer another day. There's hope.
And then, okay. And then this one, I like the second time. Don't suffer another day. There is hope. And then at the end, just smile. And
Okay.
then just hold that smile for like a second. And then we're
Okay.
good.
Don't suffer another day. There is hope.